Did you hear the Hallelujah chorus? I heard it. Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Jason. This is our Creation Homestead. We're still in the kitchen because you know what? We're still doing Christmas candies, right? So, we're happy you tuned in today. Today we're going to give you a quick and easy 3-ingredient maple fudge. Okay, but again, I don't know what I'm doing. Angela does, so she's gonna take care from here. Okay.
This fudge is perfect if you are diabetic because there is no sugar in this, just maple syrup. So what you need to start out with, you need to start out with a loaf pan. I know that's odd, but you need to start out with a loaf pan. You need to line it with foil and butter the foil really well. As you can see, it's buttered really well. And now come over to the stove with me and we'll get started. In this pot, this is a heavy bottom stainless steel pot. You do much better with heavy bottom. We have 2 1/4 cups of pure maple syrup. Please, no pancake syrup. Only pure maple syrup. And you want to bring this up to a boil. Do not stir it. This candy, basically you do not stir it at any point. You just leave it alone. But you have to keep a very close eye on it because it will boil over. If you see it starting to rise too close to the top, you will want to either turn the heat down or just raise it up off the heat till it calms down. But you want to keep a constant eye on it, but do not stir it. So you want to bring this to a boil over medium heat. And I'll be back and show you what it looks like when it's at a boil. As you can see, we're at a boil now. You want to set your timer for 5 minutes and you want to let this boil untouched. Do not stir it. You want to let it boil for 5 minutes. Keep a very close eye on it. If it starts to look like it's going to come over the top, pull it off the heat or turn the heat down.
Now look, while Angela's watching over the maple syrup as it boils, I want to explain why she said not to stir it. Because if you're like me, I'm a habitual stirrer. Okay, I want to stir everything all the time. It needs to be stirred. Okay, well don't do this. Angela says that's going to cause crystallization inside the sugars of the maple syrup, and that's not what you want. That's going to ruin everything, and you just wasted a bunch of maple syrup, which is not exactly cheap, correct? So that's why, so just resist the urge to stir it and do what she said, okay?
We still have a little over a minute left in the boil, but as you can see where it did boil to, it's been all the way to the top, and now it's calmed down. The reason it's calmed down is a lot of the water content has now boiled out, and so that has caused it to settle and going into a thickening stage. So we've got less than a minute and I'll be back and show you what you do next. It's now been 5 minutes, so now we are going to add 1 cup of heavy cream. You want to add it slowly. Do not stir. It will mix itself in. As it goes, when it comes back to a boil, it will mix itself in. Once again, do not stir. But keep an eye on it. Keep a very close eye on it. At this point, you want to bring it back up to a boil. Then once it's at a boil, you want to put in a candy thermometer. This is the one that I use. This is a really good one. I'll put a link in the description below to it. And you want to put in a candy thermometer. And I will show you what you need to do next once it actually comes back up to a boil. It's starting to boil pretty good again. And as you can see, it like erupts in different places. Don't let this get on you. It is going to burn you really bad if this gets on you. So now that we're at a bubble again, you want to put your candy thermometer in. I'm going to prop it against the side. That way because this one has a good lip on the bottom so that it doesn't touch, the actual meter doesn't touch the bottom of the pot. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to lean it so that it actually sits in the middle, because that's what you want. You want it to sit in the middle. And you want this to come to 236 degrees, which is softball stage.
A good thermometer is going to tell you softball, hard.
Right here. Right here. It has a perfect little line for that softball stage. You will see it going up rapidly at first. Then you will see it slow down, and it will take a while at that point. Remember, do not stir. It has, you can see where it was and where it went down to. That the reason for that is that the water content is all coming off the syrup and off the cream. So now you're going to watch the temperature rise really fast.
You can see where it's at now.
And you're going to watch it rise really fast, where before it was rising really slow. Now it's going to rise really fast.
It's almost there. We're just a few degrees away.
And I will show you, once we get to that point, I will show you how to test it if you don't have a thermometer, to see when it is at perfect softball stage. Now, I'm going to show you, this may or may not make a ball at this point. You want to dip a spoon in there, but do not dip this spoon back in there. Put this spoon in water and do not dip it back in there.
It's going to cause it to be grainy.
Okay, drop it in there. Drop it in your water.
Cold water.
Cold water. And try to get it to make a ball. And see, it won't make a ball. It's just stringing in there. It won't even come together into a ball. So it's not ready yet.
That's what it means being soft ball stage, right?
Yes, it will come to a ball that you can pull out and roll into a ball in your hand. See, it just is little pieces. It won't even form into a ball. It won't even form into a ball, so it's not ready.
And that's just a few degrees off.
Yes. This has to be very precise. We're nearing that temperature very quickly. So I'm going to try it again.
Fresh spoon.
Fresh spoon. And you're going to see a difference this time. You're going to dip your hand in there and see.
Yep.
So you can roll it into a ball.
And there's nothing left inside the cup.
See, you can roll it into a ball.
That's impressive.
And it's starting to weep just a little bit. So you need to let it go just a tiny bit more. Which is probably there now.
Okay.
And now, take it off. Okay, now you need to take it off the heat at that very minute. You don't want it to cook anymore. Put in a half a stick, which is 1/4 of a cup of salted butter. That little bit of salt is going to be wonderful in this.
And do not stir.
Do not stir. Leave it alone. Let that butter melt. Let it cool for about 8 to 10 minutes. I'll show you what we do next when it comes to that point. Our butter has fully melted and it's cooled down just a little bit. Now you want to work quickly at this point. That took about 8.5 to 9 minutes. Now you want to pour it into a bowl or the bowl of a stand mixer. I am using my KitchenAid. If you don't have a KitchenAid,
you don't have in-laws like she has.
then you can just use a hand mixer, and it'll be just fine. And you want to use a paddle attachment. If you are using a KitchenAid, you will want to use a paddle attachment, and you want to beat this on medium speed for about 5 minutes until it starts to thicken and it'll lighten in color and start to lose its shine. Now, as you can see, it's starting to lose its shine. It's gotten much thicker, much lighter in color. I'm going to give it about 10 more seconds.
Beautiful.
Now you want to work quickly or it's going to harden in the pan.
Yep.
It's going to harden in your bowl and you do not want that to happen. Now you want to work quickly, scrape it into your loaf pan because it can harden very quickly at this point.
Oh, yeah.
And it smells wonderful.
Smells great. Smells like caramelized. Like, I don't know. Earlier it smelled like IHOP. Hot maple syrup.
Now you want to spread it around in your pan. And now you will want to let this sit up. You can set it in the refrigerator and chill it for a few hours, or the way it's sitting up, literally it will set up just here on the counter.
Yeah.
It is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, it tastes delicious.
It is absolutely gorgeous. Y'all,
Wow.
maple fudge has been
Easy, y'all.
something that I have loved since
heck.
I was a kid. I have loved this stuff since I was a kid.
You don't understand what I'm tasting around.
And to be able to make it myself just makes me beyond happy. But you can also add walnuts to this if you like nuts.
Don't do it.
if you do like nuts, you can add walnuts right there at the end, right before it gets to this stage right here. Add it right at the very end. Just fold them in really quickly.
Y'all.
About a half cup.
Holy heck.
And I'll show you what it looks like when it is ready to go.
Man, that's good stuff.
Our maple fudge is completely set up. See, I can lift it up in one piece. That's one big piece of fudge. Now, I'm going to start cutting it. I'm going to cut it in smaller pieces because it is rich. Even though there's no sugar in it, it is still pretty rich.
Very, very flavorful, I'm sure.
I'm only going to do like 3 at a time before I start cutting across.
It'd be easier.
You'll get cleaner cuts.
Yeah.
Because with fudge like this, it's about getting a clean cut. And this, it's so beautiful.
Well, I'm going to see
It turned out so beautiful.
Now, when Angela finishes cutting these up, I'm going to go ahead and taste test this because I can't hardly wait. Look at that. Now, don't let your eyes fool you. It's not peanut butter fudge, okay? Wow. Well, like caramelized type maple syrup type flavor. It's awesome. It's like a caramelized maple syrup. It's got like that brown butter taste. It's out of this world. It's amazing. Angela, do you guys store this in the fridge?
No, just in an airtight container.
Airtight container. No, don't have to worry about fridge. Put it in the fridge, and it's just beautiful. Did you hear the Hallelujah chorus? I heard it. Maybe you didn't hear it. So good. So hey, thank you guys so much for watching. Yeah, my name is Jason. That one over there, the smart one, she's never seen her face before. Her name's Angela. It's our Creation Homestead. Love you guys. God bless you. And goodbye.